Good morning children, this is Aisha again. So in my previous video, I taught you about the redox reactions, oxidation and reduction reactions. Let us see some examples of oxidation in our day-to-day life. So corrosion and rancidity are the two examples of oxidation reactions. You might have observed that the silver objects turn blackish when exposed to air for a long time. Also, have you observed a green colored coating on copper vessels or statues? Iron gets rusted and it's all because of corrosion. So what is corrosion? It is a process in which the metals are slowly eaten up by the action of air, moisture or chemicals. It is mainly due to chemical reactions, mainly due to oxidation. So during this process, the metals lose their metallic properties and this causes a lot of damage. You can understand that rusting of iron causes a lot of damage to all those objects made of iron. For example, it can damage machine parts, it can damage the vehicles, parts of the vehicles, iron railings or tracks, or even statues. It's not just iron which gets rusted, but you can see that silver and copper also undergo corrosion. So in today's video, we'll discuss about corrosion as well as rancidity and the ways to prevent corrosion and rancidity. Speaking about rancidity, it is another condition that happens due to oxidation. So you might have observed that when oils or fats like that of ghee, when it is kept for a long time, you get a foul smell emanating from it. So such foul smell, when it emanates from food, it is said to be rancid. It is nothing but spoilage of food such that it becomes undesirable or unsuitable for consumption. So what is rancidity? It is a condition in which the substance which has oil or fat gets oxidized. It's a kind of oxidation reaction. Gets oxidized when exposed to air. So due to this, what changes? The smell, taste and color changes. So it happens when the fats and oils present in them get oxidized and so the taste and smell changes. Actually what happens is it generates some high reactive molecules. These high reactive molecules are responsible for the unpleasant odor or flavor. So these also reduce the nutrition value of the food. So rancidity is a condition where the oil or fat present in the food gets oxidized and such that the smell, taste and color change. Speaking about the examples of corrosion and rancidity, let us talk about examples of corrosion first. So silver forms black coating, and how is this happening? Silver reacts with the hydrogen sulfide gas that is present in the atmosphere and it forms silver sulfide and hydrogen gas is released out. This silver sulfide is mainly responsible for the black colored coating on silver. Copper develops a green coating and this green coating is mainly because of the formation of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. So there is a mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate that is formed due to the reaction of copper metal with moisture, carbon dioxide and oxygen that is present in the atmosphere. As you are well aware, with the corrosion of iron, iron becomes rusted when it is exposed to damp air. What do you mean by damp air? The damp air contains oxygen as well as some moisture. So iron, when it comes in contact with moisture and oxygen, it forms rust. What is the formula of rust? It is Fe2O3.NH2O. It has got some water molecules adhere in the structure. Speaking about the examples of rancidity, you can take any example of oily food or fats, that is butter. When it's kept for a long time outside, it develops a bad odor and the smell changes. So it is said to become rancid. It is said to be rancid. Any food item containing oils or fats turn rancid, like chips, potato chips, or any fried item. They become rancid when exposed to air. So now you know, children, that corrosion and rancidity are undesirable changes that we don't like them to happen. So what is to be done to prevent them? So here we come to the next part of explanation, that is prevention of corrosion and rancidity. We'll go one by one. So you have learnt this in your lower classes, how to prevent the rusting of iron or the corrosion of iron. So the simple thing to do is to coat the metal with some paint or oil and grease. So what these two do? So they cut off the connection between the contact between the metal and the oxygen or moisture present in the atmosphere, such that there won't be any reaction and no oxidation. So rusting can be prevented. But these two won't offer a long time protection. So you have to go for some better procedures. So that is by alloying. What do you mean by alloy, children? Do you remember? Alloys are nothing but homogeneous mixtures of two or more metals or non-metals. So the best thing is to go for alloying with some other metals. So, for example, stainless steel, which are more corrosion resistant. The other way is by galvanization. Galvanization is nothing but coating of zinc on iron sheets by using electric current. So zinc forms a protective layer of zinc carbonate. It forms a protective layer of zinc carbonate which does not allow the metal beneath it to get rusted. So coating of zinc on iron is called as galvanization. Then there's another procedure by which you can prevent corrosion, which is by electroplating with other metals, not just zinc but with other metals like nickel and chromium. So these not only help or protect the metal from corrosion but also give a very nice appearance to the metal. And the other one is by sacrificial protection. So here sometimes what happens is, what they do is they coat a more electropositive metal like that of a magnesium. So magnesium is more electropositive than iron. So it is used to coat on it, such that this magnesium now reacts with the atmospheric oxygen and forms magnesium carbonate or magnesium oxide, and this forms as a protective layer that cuts the contact between the iron and the atmospheric oxygen and moisture. So this is how. So magnesium is sacrificed to protect the main metal like that of iron. So it's called as sacrificial protection. Talking about the prevention of rancidity. So what are the various ways in which we can prevent rancidity? First of all, you can add some antioxidants which prevent oxidation reactants like that of BHA. So these are the examples of antioxidants. So it's very important to know their names also, children. Many times it has been asked in the examination. So by adding antioxidants like BHA, which is butylated hydroxyanisole, and BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene. So these two things are added in some food items. storing food in airtight containers. So here you can use airtight containers to store the food. And refrigerating food, it slows down the process of oxidation. You can also refrigerate the food such that the oxidation process is slowed down. And also replacing oxygen in the container with other gas. So in the container, like the best example is flushing of nitrogen gas in the chips packet. You might have seen that the chips packets are very fluffy and they're flushed with N2 gas, nitrogen gas. This prevents oxidation. So even vitamin C and E also are very good antioxidants. So this is regarding the prevention of corrosion and rancidity. I shall be asking few questions based on this, children. So watch it carefully once again. Thank you.